How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Clover Health that ended up having a strong day inside of the market. And you know it's on quite the uptrend. I brought it to your guys' radar, and I hope that you were taking that in. But anyways, I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and where do we want to see Clover going to the upside. Like I said, it's picking up momentum, and I want to make sure you're prepared. And then afterwards, we're going to go on FinTech, taking a look at the short interest information and as well as recent institutional ownership. We already know if shorts are heavily vested inside of this play, it can have a dramatic impact on the overall stock. And then afterwards, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. Were institutions loading up on shares today? We're going to find out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Clover Health. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $8.87, being up 4.72%. On the low, it tested $8.43, and then on the high, testing $9.09. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 25.841 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 19.247 million shares. So we had a little bit above average volume, and we ended up seeing some appreciation in the overall stock price. Now, the chart we're using is a 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see we're right around 54.39, and we are trending up, which is good to see. When we take a look at our moving averages here, though, we are below the 200-day. We're also below the 100-day. We're also below the 50-day. But one thing that I love to see, we are above the 21-day EMA, where it's set at $8.51, and we closed at $8.87. So it's great that we're actually using it as an area of support, and I want to see this continue, especially going into tomorrow. We ended up testing a high of $9.09, and that's right where the 50-day is at $9.11. So we have some resistance there. So what I want to look forward to is us breaking through this particular level. If we can break through that 50-day, then I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a strong move where we can get to the 100-day around 946. And of course, you're trying to see that move going to $10, which is going to be a big time psychological area for CLOV. Now, if we do decide to pull back, like I was saying, I want to see us hold down this support right here at the 21-day EMA. But do keep in mind of the fact, even if it pulled back even further, I'm pretty positive and I'm sure that we should be able to hold up at least $8.38. So when I was talking about CLOV, I was saying, hey, I got into this play around $8, so it's great to see that it's picking up some momentum. And you can see it's looking very good right now at the moment, so we want to see a continuation of this. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware and you have the right strategy when it comes to this play. So we're on FinTel. We're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and the short interest information for CLOV. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see here right away the last open new position we have is from DSPC, the DSPAC ETF that went in with 10,081 shares. And as far as if we go back further to see the 26, which is the healthcare providers ETF, it is around 245,228 shares. So we see also a lot of activity among Vanguard funds as well. So this is good to see overall in general. So now let's take a look at the short interest information. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1 million, updated 13 minutes ago. And for the short ball free rate, it is at 1.69%. Now, as we scroll down further, taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for August the 30th close, it was at 40.23. And then for the close of the 31st, it was at 30.60. And then for the close yesterday, September the 1st, it was at 37.07. So CLOV still continues to have short squeeze potential. And as far as for the overall market sentiment, it is fairly negative due to the fact that it is fairly high in regards to the short volume ratio. But one thing to understand, if it follows through on its technical setup and we have a lot of buying pressure, we can end up seeing some very strong moves to the overall upside. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Clover Health. So we can see here on the inflow it's at 47.58, and then on the outflow it's at 52.41. When we take a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 0.65, then on the medium it was 32.56, and then on the small it was 14.37. On the outflow side, on the medium it was 36.31, and then on the small it was 16.10. So we ended up having an outflow day. But when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for September the 2nd we end up having an inflow as far as for large scale orders being at 648.99. So overall, when we take a look at this data, we can see very quickly here Clover is going to start picking up steam. Even when you take a look at the technicals, we saw when it was actually sitting on support. I told you guys I got into a position at $8 and now we want to ride this thing through. I'll go into more details into the final thoughts. Let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for Clover Health, I was saying this before and I'm going to say it again. This play has a lot of potential. The area that I'm looking for is $10. I want to see Clover at 10 and then make that move to the upside, and that's my strategy. When we went on Fintel, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. I know many of you will be excited to hear that, but this does also tell us that there's a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock, but that is fine because if we have buying volume coming in, like I said, this was categorized as a meme stock at one point. Hey, it might continue to be. I know many people talking about it online as well. Then we can look forward to seeing some strong moves in overall price action. And hey, that's what I want to see. As far as for the long-term prospects, we already saw and went over how their earnings went, and things did look good for Clover. So I do believe in the prospects of the company, and it's part of the reasons why I'm only going to be taking a certain amount of profits. I'm not going to take everything off of the table. You might have a different strategy as far as how you want it to move. I know many of you were saying, hey, I'm going to be getting out at $9. I got in at 8 or even below that. By all means, make sure you protect your profits, because at the end of the day, the last thing that I want you guys doing is going into a play and then start having mental issues around it, anxiety, being nervous. Hey, what if it pulls back? What if this happens? You need to get rid of all of that emotion, especially when you're going to be trading inside of the stock market and if you're looking to actually be successful at this. And also another thing I want to go over quickly before you actually get into a play, know what your time length is. Do you want to be inside the play for a month, weeks, days, a year, whatever it may be? Make sure you have that figured out before you push the buy button. It's crazy the amount of questions where it's like many people will be like, hey, okay, I got into Clove. Hey, am I going to be able to get out in like a couple days? It's like, have you looked at the chart? Have you done your homework? Have you done your due diligence? What is the likelihood of this happening? These are very important things you need to consider before you push that button. I want to emphasize that you can't just go into a play and hope for things to happen. It doesn't work that way. You got to make sure you put that work in up front, so when the stock does move or goes into the direction that you have planned, you'll be more than prepared to come with the right decision that is best for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.